z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z z Number one, usually, 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 usually. We are usually in bed. I usually dress casually. Casually. I usually dress casually. I usually dress. I usually dress casually. Casual. 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 2, 3. Casual. 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 I was asked to make a casual speech at I was asked to make a casual speech at a party. Casual clothes are becoming more and more popular in China. Casual clothes are becoming more and more popular in China. Pleasure, 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 pleasure. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker. Pleasure. It's been a pleasure to work with you. 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 Leisure, 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 leisure. Number 5. Treasure, 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 treasure. Decision, 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 decision. What's the decision? What's the decision? I have a very important decision. I have a very important decision to make. Number 3. I'm sure you'll make the right decision. I'm sure you'll make the right decision. You have to make a decision right away. Whose decision was that? That's a bad decision. Think carefully before you make an important decision. We need a decision on the matter now. Have you made a decision yet? No, I think about it. I really know that I made the wrong decision. Occasion, 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 occasion. Number 8. Confusion, 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 confusion. There was confusion everywhere. There is a lot of confusion about the best way to study English. Massage, 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 massage. Z, z, z. Usually. Z, z, z. Casual, casual. Z, z, z. Pleasure, pleasure. Z, z, z. Leisure, leisure. Z, z, z. Treasure. Number 6. Z, z, z. Decision, z, 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 z. Occasion, number 8, z, z, z. Confusion, z, z, z. Massage, z, z, z. Massage, massage. Massage, massage. Massage, massage. What do you usually do after work? What do you usually do after work? What do you usually do after work? Usually do after work. What do you usually do after work? 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 Usually after work. Usually do after work. What do you usually do after work? 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 Usually. What do you usually do after work? What do you usually do after work? What do you usually do after work? Number 1. I take pleasure in learning foreign languages. 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 For all of us, it's a happy occasion for all of us. 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 For all of us. It's a happy occasion. It's a happy occasion for all of us. For all of us. It's a happy occasion for all of us. 2, 3. It's a happy occasion for all of us. It's a happy occasion for all of us. for all of us. It's a happy occasion for all of us. For all of us. It's a happy occasion for all of us. It's a happy occasion. It's a happy occasion for all of us. 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 It's a happy occasion for all of us. In the morning, I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog 2, 3. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. For half. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. I usually jog for half an hour in the morning. It's a happy occasion for the of us. Number 4. What's the reason for the future? What's the reason for the future? What's the reason for the future? What's the reason? What's the reason for the future? What's the reason? What's the reason for the future? 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 Future. What's the reason for the future? What's the reason for the future? What's the reason for the future? Number 5. Confusion. The room wasn't complete. 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 The room wasn't complete. Confusion. 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 My mother unusual unusual, unusual, unusual. My mother is an unusual woman. 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 Unusual woman. Zero. Zero. My mother is unusual woman. My mother is an unusual woman. My mother is an unusual woman. Woman. My mother is an unusual woman. I treasure my leisure time. Time. I treasure my leisure time. I treasure my leisure time. Time. I treasure my leisure time. I treasure my leisure. I treasure my leisure time. 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 Time. I treasure my leisure time. Casual decision. That's just a 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 casual decision. Of the crowd. Confusion. His powers of persuasion calmed the confusion of the crowd. His powers of persuasion calmed the confusion of the crowd. His powers of persuasion calmed the confusion of the crowd. His powers of persuasion calmed the confusion of the crowd. His powers of persuasion calmed the confusion of the crowd. His powers of persuasion calmed the confusion of the crowd. Confusion of the crowd. His power of persuasion. Vision of Mizat. The 30 men saw a vision of Mizaz. The man saw a vision of Mizar. I am not very sure about my decision. I am not very sure about my decision. And my leisure time. I actually watch television in my leisure time. I occasionally watch television. Vâng ạ. In
không yêu số bạn đâu này, đau lòng quá. Đây.
Yes, occasionally watch television in my proud. The Testament saw a vision of Messiah. The The 30 men saw a vision of Messiah. Number 1. I am not very sure about my decision. I am not very sure about my decision. I am not very sure about my decision. And my leisure time, I occasionally watch television in my I occasionally watch television in my leisure time. I occasionally I treasure the friendship. I treasure the friendship. I treasure the friendship. I treasure the friendship. China's prestige in the world is rising very quickly. China's prestige massage. I'm so sure. I'll go get a massage. Number 3. Please call me at your leisure. Please call me at your leisure. Number 4. A blessed occasion. I'm very honored to be invited to speak on such a precision occasionally. I'm very honored to be invited to speak on such. I am very honored to be invited to speak on such a precious occasion. Occasion. I only wear a tie on special occasion. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for all the help. It's my pleasure. Same as zero. Same as zero. Number 3. I already made my decision. Number 4. I have no leisure time. I have no leisure time. Number 5. Today is an important occasion. 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 I treasure for the letter. You watch too much television. 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 Don't jump to conclusion. I need a message. It's unusually hot today. 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 Unusually, 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 unusually hot today. Number 1. Usual. Are you coming home at this time? Yes, I've left the office at the same time as 0.
Chị có nên nấu luôn cơm hay không? Thường thì tẩm lâu quá nên là thôi nấu luôn cơm.
Number 2. Z, z, z. Visual, visual. Z, 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 z. Exposure, exposure. Z, 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 z. Measure, measure. Z, z, z. Television, z, z, z. The vision, z, 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 z. Conclusion. Number 8. Z, z, z. Illusion. Number 9. Z, z, z. Prestige, prestige. Z, z, z. Raz, raz. Usual, visual. Exposure, measure. Television, the vision. Conclusion, illusion. Prestige, gather. Usual. Did you hear them decided to go abroad? Yes, but she's not very sure that she made the right decision. Prestige. Teacher has international prestige. Some of our national treasures are in private city. The intervention said we should dress formally, not casually. I think today we net was a special occasion. His very sign is unusual for him to share his opinions. Conversation. One of the greatest pleasures of life is a conversation. Number 8. He's washing his car in the garage. He's washing his car in the garage. 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 His powers of persuasion calmed the confusion of the crowd. His powers of persuasion calmed the confusion of the crowd. Number 10. The 30 men saw a vision of Mizars. The 30 men saw a vision of Mizars. The 30 men saw a vision of Mizars. Number 1. I am not very sure about my decision. I am not very sure about my decision. And my leisure time. I actually watching television in my leisure time. I occasionally watch television in my leisure time. Occasionally watch television in I treasure your friendship. I treasure your friendship. I treasure your friendship. I occasionally. Number 1. China's prestige in the world is rising very quickly. China's prestige in the world is rising very quickly. Number 2. get a massage. I'm so sore. I'm so sore. I'll go get a massage. Number 3. Please call me a Liz. Please call me a Liz. Number 4. Practice occasion. I'm very honored to be invited to speak on such a prestigious occasion. I am very honored to be invited to speak on such a prestigious occasion. Prestigious occasion. I only wear a tie. Only wear a tie on special occasion. Occasion. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Then thank you so much for all the help. It's my pleasure. Same as 0. Same as 0. Usual. I've already made my decision. Number 4. I have no leisure time. I have no leisure time. I have no leisure time. Number 5. Today occasion. Today is an important occasion. Today is an important occasion. Today is important occasion. Number 6. I turned the later. You watch too much television. 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 Number 8. Don't jump to conclusion. I need a method. It's unusually hot today. 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 Unusually hot. Unusually hot today. Usual. As you coming home at 0 time, as I will leave the office at the same time as 0.
Em không tìm lấy cái Halloween của em, cái Halloween đấy đấy. Ông mua lại lại cái cũ mà dùng cái cũ em thơm phết. Mỗi tội là dùng cái đó em bị khô da.
Number 2. Visual. Exposure. Measure. Television. Vision. Conclusion. Number 8. Illusion. Number 9. Practice. Number 10. Garage. Visual, exposure, measure, television, vision, conclusion, action, related, schedule. Number 1. Did you hear Jane decided to go abroad? Yes, but she's not very sure that she made the right decision. Number 2. Teacherly international practice. Number 4. Charges are in the favorite city. Formally, not casually. Invitation should. Occasion. He's very shy. It's unusually for him to share his opinions. He's very shy. It's unusual for him to share his opinions. Number 7. Conversation. One of the greatest pleasure. One of the greatest pleasures of life is a conversation. Number 8. Garage. He's watching his car in the garage. He's washing his car in the garage. He's very shy. It's unusually for him to share his opinions. One of the greatest pleasures of life is conversation. This is so true. There is so much to be learned by talking with others. You should look up every conversation you have as a treasure.